afternoon. Just waiting for some viewers to come in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for checking in. A really special one today. Hello, I'm on the screen. I'm here with you guys. Hello, welcome. Something stupid I tried with a frame. Not really going with the theme of today, but hey, it's there. So, a topic for this motivational video. And guys, sorry that there's not a normal episode today. But because my internet messed around this morning, I couldn't put out the motivational video, and I wanted to get into it. It's the motivational video. It needs to be here every single day. So, officially and unofficially, our episode for today, our normal episode, has gone into being this motivational episode. So I want to talk to you guys about wasting time. And there's a lot of that going around. And the effects of it is much greater than you can think. Just think about one simple fact quickly. From the moment a human being is born, he's busy dying. And I don't think that I'm saying it correctly, but just think about it for 1 second, that as soon as you are born, you are busy dying. Let that sink in for a while and think about how much time you are wasting. Just think about how much time we waste every single day. At the age of 20, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the youngest Mr. Universe when he went over to London and he won his very first Mr. Universe title at the age of 20. That is not wasting any time. No moment in his life was wasted. He worked out 5 or 6 hours a day. Then he went to acting class 4 or 5 hours a day till 12 o'clock, from 8 o'clock until midnight. He didn't waste any single moment in his life. No minute, no hour was wasted throughout his whole life, his career, what he strived for, what he built as a passion, what he went for. That's where we went wrong. That's where we go wrong every single day, is wasting all those moments that could be put towards reaching our goals. That those goals and dreams that we talk about, if you don't get up out of bed with dreams and goals and go back to bed, because then you are just wasting time. Oh, excuse me. Then you are just wasting time. And remember that the most valuable commodity on earth is time. Because there's nothing that you can do to get your time back. It is the most valuable commodity on earth. Commodity on earth is time. You should do more with it. You should do more every single day, every minute, every hour. You should be doing more with your time. All those minutes and hours you're wasting doing absolutely nothing that is furthering your life, furthering your career or your passion, you should change that mindset. Do more. Read, study, research, travel. Do the things you want to do with your time to make sure that your time is not wasted on things that do not put value in your life. If you're wasting it on things that don't put value there, sorry guys, I just had to put the music a little bit softer. If you're wasting that on things that are not putting value onto your life, onto your time, onto your family, what is the point of doing those things? Think about when you die. And yesterday we said everybody dies, but not everybody lives, because we are wasting time. Think about when you die and they put a gravestone on your grave. When they put something there to celebrate you and let people know who they are coming to see at this grave. There's a date in the beginning, that is the day you were born, and then there's a date at the end, that is the date that you passed away, that you went over onto the next life, whatever you believe in. But that dash in between, that tiny little dash in between, that is what you should live for. That little dash determines whatever you had throughout your life, whatever you reached, whatever you spent your time on. The time between the date in the beginning where you were born and the date at the end where you died, that dash is the time in between. It represents your whole life. That is what you should live for. And if you're not living for that dash, for that time in between, instead of worrying about when you were born, worrying about when you are going to die, then you are physically wasting time. It's amazing stories out there. Like I said with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's an amazing story to know that you can accomplish so much in such a short span of time that no one else can accomplish the way that you do it, using your time, your legacy, what you leave behind, what determines how you lived your life and how people remember you. That is represented by that little dash between those two dates. And you should live it. You should get up every day, do like I said, get up, say to yourself, I can, I will, I must. And fill up that little gap, that little dash in between the lines where you were born and where you passed away. Fill up that little dash with as much as possible of what is your passion, your drive, what takes you forward every single day. And if you're not doing that, then you are wasting time. You are physically just making that dash shorter and shorter every single time. Remember who you are in this time. Remember where you come from, what you've done with your life. Don't look back, that's not what I'm saying, but remember where you come from. Write down your dreams and your goals every day. Write them down, have something to aim for, and know where you can waste time if you don't manage it correctly, because now you have it written down. You have an idea of where the time cannot be wasted. You have an idea of where to spend the time properly to make your dreams and goals happen instead of wasting it. You know, make sure not to waste any time getting to them. You can think about it as, if you think about life, and we're talking about this dash in between, everyone gets older. You can't help that. You can't help getting older every day, every minute, every second. You can't help that, but you can help getting old. You can stop yourself. You can refuse to get old. Because getting older is one thing. Age is just a number. But if you remind yourself and you keep reminding yourself that I can, I will, I must, and you refuse to get old, you refuse to lay down and waste the time on things you can still do, doesn't matter your age, you can still reach those dreams and goals. Don't think that you've passed the time by to actually do it. Just because Arnold Schwarzenegger won Mr. Universe at the age of 20 doesn't mean you still can't do it. Doesn't mean you can't still reach your goal, whatever you are aiming for. It doesn't mean that you have wasted too much time. It's not too late. But stop wasting the time right now, and you will, I promise you, you will reach your dreams and goals. Because you're not wasting the time going for it, putting in the work, believing in yourself. Because once you believe in yourself, you can't waste time on yourself, working on the things that you want to accomplish. There is no way you can waste the time if you believe in yourself. Just think about And I know I'm hammering on this Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, but just think about what you wanted to reach, what you could have done with, remember where you came from, what you wanted to do. Still go for it. Think about it. Write it down every day and say to yourself, how can I manage my time better as to not waste it? Where can I put the time in? If you think about your work during the day, the time that you actually have. We have, and I said this on one of my other motivational videos as well, that the most successful people on earth do not have more time in their day than you do. So there shouldn't be an excuse. It's just about how they spend their time. If you think about when you go to work, you spend 8 hours a day at work doing something most of the time that you don't even believe in, that does not drive you forward, that does not better your life, it does not add to your personality, your values, your human, your being human. It does not add to it. You're working, slaving away 8 hours a day, wasting time that could have been put into something you love. If you find that passion in your life, then do it, and you will never work a day in your life. We have said this many times. Think about 8 hours in a day that you already spend working. And this is the point where a lot of people say, but I don't have time. I don't have enough time to go to gym, to work on myself, or to study a new language or a new subject. But I'm here to tell you that you have more than enough time. You do. Think about, you go to work for 8 hours a day, right? That leaves you with another 16 hours. Okay? So you have time in between that's lunchtime, so you might be able to get away for an hour, add an hour, give you 17 hours. Now you sleep for another 6 hours. And that is the limit. You should not be sleeping more than 6 hours. And people are sitting outside, they're probably watching this saying, but I need to sleep 8 hours. 8 hours is the sleep I need. No. Spend 2 hours out of that 8 hours every night doing something differently. Doing something different. Go to bed 2 hours later, do something that you have a passion for, and sleep faster. Sleep faster for 6 hours and get it done. That still leaves you with 10, 11 hours. Once you've had your sleep, it leaves you with 10 or 11 hours a day that we are physically wasting. Maybe in the evenings you spend an hour or two with your family. So to spend that time with them, and in the mornings as well, having your coffee together before you head off to work. But that still leaves you with at least 7 or 8 hours per day that you are doing absolutely fuck all to improve your life. Just think about that for a second. 6 or 7 hours a day that we can spend teaching ourselves, learning a new language, studying something new, researching, driving yourself towards your dreams and goals. Think about how much time you are wasting doing fuck all. Nothing. You are doing nothing with this time. And we are all guilty of this. We all have those days that we are just sitting down when we get home, watching TV, meaningless TV shows on the TV. I mean, I have my favorites as well. I used to love Game of Thrones before season 8 came out, but we don't talk about that. I used to love The 100 until season 4 finished, and now the new season's on Netflix. And I still go to bed the same time at night, and I push my episodes in there. So I'll lie in bed and I'll put the phone next to me, load it onto Netflix, and then I'll actually watch like half an episode before I fall asleep. And tomorrow night I carry on again. And the night after that I carry on again. So I'm not losing any of my time before I go to bed watching a meaningless TV show that will not improve my life. That is wasting my time. The one says, nee, ons praat nie oor Game of Thrones nie. We don't. We don't talk about Game of Thrones, not at all. unauthorized fox. Hello, who are you talking to? I'm talking to all of you guys. Talking to all of you. To May Newman also saying hello. Hello guys, thank you for checking in. But like Luan says there, we don't talk about Game of Thrones because honestly, when it got to the last season, that was a waste of time. And that's exactly what we're talking about, is you build yourself up to some extent to do something with this time that you have in your day, 6 to 7 hours that you are just doing absolutely nothing with. Work out a better sleep schedule. If you need to go to bed earlier because you're tired of the day, then go to bed earlier, but wake up earlier as well. Set that alarm for 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Get up and start using that time for good, for what can improve your life, for what can bring your dreams and goals closer to you. Every second you spend on something you believe in is a second and a step, a huge step closer to your goal, to your dream, what you want to accomplish, what you have a passion for. It's a huge step forward. Right. It's insane. I listen to all of this, and we're all guilty of this. Like I'm saying, we're all guilty of not wasting or not spending our time correctly. Some people have it down to an art. They do. But those are the successful people. We can use those 24 hours in such a different way, in such a better way, to push ourselves forward and do better with our lives. Like I said, leave a legacy. Spend that time in between the date you were born and the date that you die. Spend that time on something better. Make that little dash between your 2 dates on your gravestone, fill it up with as much as possible that can improve your life, that is a passion for you, that improves what you want to do, that leaves a proper legacy about you. It's not about anyone else. That date is your time. That dash is your life that you should fill up with things that are important to you. And yes, I'm not saying your family is not important, because family is one of those things that are important to you. So spend it with your family. Make sure they know every day how much you love them. That we don't end up in a situation like I did. And I'm going to talk real with you guys now. Don't end up in a situation like I did, where you fight with a family member, where you fight with a mother or a father, and you waste time not loving them. Because one day you wake up and you drive somewhere, or you walk somewhere, or you are busy doing something, and you get a message on your phone that that person, in my case my dad, is not there anymore. That suddenly they have been taken from you, from this life. And you wasted all this time that you could have said all these different things to them that you always wanted to say. You've wasted all this time, and now they're gone. And you can never get that time back. That is why it's the most valuable commodity on earth. Is all this time I could have spent with my dad, instead of fighting with him about maintenance that he didn't pay to my mother, when I was corrupted into another way by my own mind, fighting for ridiculous things, and I wasted that time. And we made peace before he passed away, but still, guys, there was a year or 2 years wasted that I could have spent with my dad. I could have gotten to know him better in his old age, in the last couple of years that he was still alive, but I didn't. I wasted that time, and his dash between his dates is now filled with regret, as well as mine, filled with regret that we didn't spend the time better. It's a huge, huge knock on your life if you realize how much time you are wasting, that you could have spent doing something differently. That you could have spent crying about the people you care about. And that's important to me. I don't care who says what. I don't care who laughs at me for crying about it. But guys, I spent too little time crying about things I care about. about my passion. Think about this. If you wake up in the morning and your why, this is the reason for your living. Your why. Not why did you do things, but why are you here? Why are you reaching for something other than yourself? And if that why does not make you cry, it is not your why. It is not your reason for living. If it doesn't scare you and makes you cry, then it is not your reason for living and you're wasting time on it. The guys we spoke about in jobs that they need to walk out of. Monday we spoke about today is the day. Yesterday we spoke about you will never have this day again. Today we are speaking about wasting time. Think about how much time you are wasting staying in that meaningless job that is not furthering your passion, not furthering your career, and you have a chance to get out of there. Think about how much time you are wasting in that destructive relationship that is just breaking you down every day. You don't know which way to go. That is not love. That is wasted time. Because you can get out there and be so much happier if you spend that time better. Instead of sitting there being scared about what's going to happen next, go out there, leave that toxic situation and work your time better. 8 hours per day that we are in a work. If you don't have a passion for it, find something to do with a passion and spend 8 hours a day building that into your career. Yes, you will struggle for a while, but you will come out. It's a small thing, and it has to do with the time as well, is that if you condition yourself to have a short amount of pain for a long time pleasure. So it's a short-term pain, long-term pleasure. But most of us are just going for that quick fix, that instant pleasure, that instant gratification. So you are going for the short pleasure now, which always is followed by long time pain, long time disappointment, because you wasted time just to get this fix now, instead of working on a passion, working every day on a passion that can bring your life forward, that can improve your life, your well-being, your health, your physical, your mental. That is what you should be focusing on. I'm saying if it doesn't make you cry, if it doesn't push you to your limits, then it is not your why. It should, your why should shake the world around you. It should shake your whole constitution. It should shake everything about you. It should shake your family tree. It is such a big why. It is such a big passion. It is such a big part of your life that when you cry about it, you realize that it shakes everything else around you. And if it doesn't, then it is not your why. Honestly, it's a small thing, but it can be such a major thing, such a huge thing. When the why, in this case, meets up with your passion, then that is when you remember why you were born. When your why syncs up with your passion, when you realize why you were born, why you are here, why you are doing what you are doing, and it syncs up with your passion, what you actually want to do, that is when you realize why you were born. Is that the secret of life? I don't know. But it's a fact. When it syncs up, then you remember why you were born. Or you realize why you were born, what you were put on this earth for. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what your religion is, what you believe in, whether it's the universe or God or Buddha, why you were put on this earth by your spiritual higher power. When it syncs up is when you realize that. Because then you know that you are doing these things for a reason. You are not wasting time on it. It is not a waste of time because you are doing this. It is your passion. It is your life. You are doing this because it is your why. It is the reason you are put on this earth. It is the reason that you do what you do every single day. The reason for getting out of bed, making your bed, saying to yourself, I can, I will, I must. And then having your dreams and goals written down every single day and getting up and going for it. That is when you realize it. Think about all the time we had to think about these things. Think about the isolation we had now throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. Think about, in some cases, how this isolation was a gift to us. Because we had time to reflect. And it's not wasted time. We had time to reflect on what we wanted to do with our lives, what we wanted to push forward as our passion. We had time to work on that passion and work out a way of how we can reach our goals. The isolation, in some way, to some extent, was a gift. Because you can sit down, work out your schedule, and realize that how much time am I wasting? Why have I not done the things in my life that I wanted to accomplish? Who out here wanted to accomplish something that they haven't yet? Pop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we have not reached our goals yet. My goals when I was younger, goals that I have now, have completely changed. I've never had one set goal until now. My goals used to be to be a graphic designer or an architect. Then I wanted to be a lawyer because of my one uncle. Then I wanted to be a game developer because I loved games. Then I wanted to work for New Age Gaming, the NAG magazine. And I had the opportunity. I spoke to the guys before NAG closed down. And I had the opportunity, but then the magazine closed down. And it went all online. And I ran away from it. My goal at this stage, my dream at this stage, is not necessarily to be the biggest or the best streamer out there, but to be the most influential one. To influence and motivate others out there that have the passion for it as well, to go for their passion, to go for their dreams and not let them lie, disappear into nothingness, to fill up that line that I have between my date of birth and my date of death. I want to fill up that line with as much as possible. And I want others to do the same. I want to inspire people to be the best them. And that is why I started doing this. I don't want to be recognized as a celebrity or someone that everyone should fear speaking to, because I'm not. I spoke to a guy last night that sent me a private message, and he said to me, "Can I please save your number if ever I need motivation or help in my life?" And I said, "I'm not a celebrity. Of course you can save my number. Of course you can message me anytime, day or night, and I will talk to you. I will call you." Stefan Gous, what's up, man? Time change alert. Yeah, sorry, man. I posted on the group this morning, or the page, that I couldn't do this morning's motivational video. The internet messed around way too much, so please share it. Please share it everywhere you guys can. Get someone to come in here and talk to us about what their passion is at this moment, how they can bring it forward. It'll help everyone watching these videos. It's important for us to share with each other instead of trying to break each other down. That is the impact that I'm trying to make on this world. That is the legacy that I'm trying to leave, to influence people to do better, to get out of this sick, absolutely sick mindset we have in this country specifically. And all over the world, it's happening pretty much at the same pace, guys. Don't think that the grass is greener on the other side is just because there's more shit there. All across the world, this is happening. All across the world, we are wasting time on meaningless things like violence on each other, violence on women and children, and it is enough. We want to take this time to say it is enough. We cannot be wasting these times or these minutes, these hours, these days on these meaningless acts of violence against each other, against separating ourselves from other races, from other religions. Why? Why are we separating ourselves from people that can improve our lives? If you listen for 1 second, guys, full disclosure, I am a huge Christian, but I'm a very open-minded Christian as well. If you spend time listening to a person that is not in the same religion as you for 1 minute, your mind will be blown about the things they can tell you and how we all actually just waste time believing in the wrong things. Whatever your higher power is out there that you believe in, and even if you don't believe in a higher power, it's just the universe. We are wasting time thinking that we have luck, we have coincidences around the world that are happening because it's a coincidence. Look how coincidental this is. It is not. There are signs out there that show you to stop wasting time. There are signs out there that are going to point you in the right direction if you just take that little bit of time to listen. Why do we not listen? Why do we waste time on trying to be the one that gets the last say instead of listening, learning, teaching? It's all good, actually perfect. I had ordered this morning, so things were crazy. Love you, bud, and everyone watching, please share the love. Thank you, Stefan Gous. Yes, guys, please share it. People need to hear this. This message needs to go worldwide. And I don't care who laughs at me. I'm not trying to be a celebrity, be the most important person on earth. I'm trying to empower you to be more important inside your life, to stop wasting time and leave a legacy that our children and our grandchildren and the generations that come after us can be proud of, so that they have more time on this earth. Because we are busy destroying with all our wasting time. Everything must be mass produced, and that is impacting everything around us. We don't want to waste time, so we mass produce everything. We don't want to waste time, so we cut the trees down and make more paper so that people can write shit down. It is pointless. We need very little in this world. We need very little to survive. Everything else is a complete luxury. A roof over my head, it's a luxury. The clothes on my back, it's a luxury. Yeah, everyone can't start walking around naked. That's going to waste a lot of time, trust me. But it's all luxuries. It's all things we don't necessarily need in our life. What we need is time. And what we need to do is spend that time wisely. Don't ever leave something unsaid to the last minute. If you need to do something, do it now. You might not have it tomorrow. Monday, day is the day. Tuesday, we said, you will never have this day again. Think about those things tying into the wasting of the time that you are doing now and you might not have tomorrow. Whether it's you that is taken from this earth, whether it's someone you love, you might not have the time tomorrow to say to them how much they mean to you, how much or how many things you wanted to say to them. It is now the time to do it. Not tomorrow, not next week, or once you've made peace. It is now the time to say it, because you might not have the time anymore. That line of yours might be at its end. You might reach that end point now in an hour, in 2 hours, in a day, a week, a month, a year. It doesn't matter, because you could reach it now. So say everything you want to say. Do everything that you want to do right freaking now. And then you can't be sorry about it. Jy kan nie spyt wees nie, because you've done it. You have gone for it. You have not wasted any time getting to where you want to go. Where do we go from here, guys? In all aspects of life, where do we go from here? Do we carry on wasting time with senseless violence on each other? With separation of races and religion and gender and how much you get paid? Social stature? Why is there even such a thing? Do we carry on wasting time like this? Or do we see the light at the end of the tunnel? Look towards the other side. Look towards where you want to go. There might not be much light there, but there's light. If you think about how much you're going to suffer when you leave your job because now you don't have money coming in every month, but you are wanting to go for your passion, for your drive, for your dreams and goals, you might suffer because of it. So now you're thinking, there is no light at the end of my tunnel. But there is. It doesn't matter how dim that light is. There is still light, and it still beats the dark. No matter how little light there is, guys, think about that. Let that sink in for a second. No matter how little light there is, it still beats the dark. And that should push you over. That should let you know that the light is at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. And you can go and ignite that flame, ignite that light, make it bigger, make it stronger. Let it take away all the dark in your life. But you need to get there first. You are not going to get to that light to expand it, to make it bigger, to reach other people if you do not go towards it. If you are sitting in one place, wasting time, that light is going to stay dim in the distance. It's going to look like there is nothing there. But you are sitting here surrounded by the light that you have in your life that you think is the real light, that you think is where you want to be. And maybe some people are, and they are illuminated. But if at any stage you look over, you are surrounded by light in your life, but somewhere off in the distance, through the darkness, there is a faint light out there. If you can imagine that, then that is where your why should be. That is where you should go to break the dark around you. Because no matter how much, how little light there is at the end of that darkness in front of you, there is light, and it breaks the darkness. The darkness can never beat the light. The light will always win. The light will always destroy the darkness. It'll always take over the darkness. No matter how little there is, the darkness will not be as dark as soon as you move into that little bit of light in front of you. And you can get out of the dark. I need to go and speak with my grandfather. He is getting old. I'm sorry, guys. So much I need to tell him. So I'm going to cut the stream short, but this message just got through to me. Thank you, CJ. Guys, that is why I cry. Because this is my why. That is what it should all be about. Look at the comments. That is what it should be about. Make peace. Go towards the darkness. Fight through the darkness and get to that little bit of light that will break the darkness in front of you, around you. That darkness will not win. It will not. It cannot win. But you can. You can, you will, you must. Light it up. Illuminate it. Grow it. Make it stronger. It's only you that can do that in your own life. No one else, nothing else can be the light in your life unless you see the light yourself. Think about what you want to do. If you want to study a new skill and you say to yourself, but I don't have time. And we spoke about how many hours we have in the day and how much we can change how we spend those hours. The 6 to 7 hours that we have free every day, that we should be spending on the things we love, on the people we love, because that is our passion, that is what drives us. Those hours we spend on whatever it is. Think about this, guys. You want to sleep for 8 hours, take away 2 hours and do something that will further your life, that will improve your well-being. Think about how far you will get, how many hours of time you would have spent learning this, how much man hours, so to speak, you would have put into this in a year's time. Putting in 2 hours a day, putting in 1 hour a day is 365 hours a year that you are putting into learning something new, improving your own life, your lifestyle, your passion, whatever it is. You are putting an hour a day into it. In 1 year's time, 365 hours. And in leap year, 366, I know. But that is an amazing amount of time. Think how much you can accomplish in 365 hours. Just lay it out in front of you and think to yourself, in 365 consecutive hours, how much you could accomplish. If you just think about 365 hours consecutively in a row, how much you can do even while you are sleeping 6 to 8 hours in between. That is a couple of weeks. Imagine how much you can spend in a couple of weeks. Now spread that time out over a period of a year, 365 hours solid that you are putting into something that you believe in. 365 hours in 1 year's time is amazing. Imagine what you can accomplish there. That is big. That is big, guys. It is huge. I don't know how to stress it enough. These messages are for you guys. These messages are not for me. I am not talking for anyone else but you. I am here. I am where I want to be. I've stopped wasting my time and I've gotten into what I want to do, my passion, what I believe in, and I'm spending as much time on it as possible. I'm sitting here from 8 o'clock in the morning when I make my first episode, the motivational episode. Right after that, I'm sitting here creating the art that I want to create, working on the streams that I have for that evening, working on how I'm going to further and better my life. And I'm learning in between. I spent at least 2 hours a day learning on Photoshop, advanced courses, because that's my passion. That is my drive. That is what I want to do. The creation is something that is big in my life. And by the time wifey comes home, I can have the food ready. We can spend time together as a family before I get into my streaming for the evening again. And then I improve myself every time on my streams. I learn something new every time on my streams, trying to get there quicker, trying to see all the action, entertain you guys, so that by the time I'm done with my streams, whether it be 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night, and I go to bed, I take my phone with me, I put it on charge next to me, I put Netflix on and I watch my meaningless TV show for that first hour of the evening, where I usually would have slept already. I'm spending that time that I used to sleep in, I'm spending in watching something meaningless. And then I fall asleep and I wake up the next morning and the day starts all over again, and I might have slept 4 or 5 hours, but that's it. That's all I need. Because I don't want to waste any of my time. That is why I'm saying I've already done it. I've already come to that point where I'm not wasting any of my time. And in fact, I'm going to be changing what I'm doing constantly to use up more and more of the hours every day as I catch up with all the stuff that are involved with my passion that I'm doing now. Once I'm caught up, I will be spending time in the gym to improve my physical well-being, reading more to improve my mental well-being, because I want to learn more. I don't want to waste time anymore. Stefan's saying now that he needs to go and talk to his grandfather. Dit ruk 'n mens binne-in. But that's the way it should be. You should be inspired by these videos. That is the only reason I do it. It's not for me. It's not to put my own face out there. It's not to look like someone important, but to inspire others to start a revolution. That we can say we are not wasting any more time on these senseless acts of violence anywhere in the world. This is it. Enough is enough. Today is the day. We will never have this day again, and stop wasting time. We can improve. There is still time left, but not much. We can improve this world. We can improve poverty and make it so that no one struggles anymore. But we need to start working on it, putting the time into it and working together. Otherwise, there's no point. Then we are getting out of bed every morning, wasting our time with not having dreams and goals. And that is pointless. That is a reason to go back to bed and sleep it off. Get off on the other side of the bed and have your dreams and goals in mind and push for it. Don't waste the time on them anymore. Stop wasting time. Stop saying you don't have enough time, because you have shitloads of time. Once again, 8 hours a day we work. Take an hour for lunchtime. 8 hours out of 24 hours a day, we are left with 16 hours. Sleep for 6 hours. You are left with 10 hours a day that you are doing absolutely nothing. And think about how awesome that is if you take 10 hours per day instead of 1 hour per day, spending it with the people you love, learning new things. Just think about completely cycling that 10 hours every day, breaking it up, taking it and spending time with the things that you have a passion for. In 1 year's time, you would have changed. Instead of spending an hour with your family or an hour on your passion, you would have changed it to spend 3,650 hours on what you love, what you have a passion for. Arvin, what's up, man? Thank you. Thank you for watching all the way from the Philippines. We really appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Get everyone on you. Everyone that needs it. Go talk to that person that you have a grudge against. You know, I'm talking about my dad and how sad I am that I wasted all that time with him. And I just remember something that my dad used to say. He said, life is way too serious to be taken up so seriously. Just think about that, guys. Life is way too serious to be taken up this seriously. You have dreams and goals. You have passions. You have things that you enjoy every single day more than that meaningless job you're going to, just slaving away for a basic salary that is not improving your life. If you have a passion for your work, then great. Then you are already spending 8, 9, 10 hours a day doing something that you love. You are traveling to and fro from this place of work. But if you have a passion for it, then you're already doing something that is not wasting your time. But if you are, just like we said on Monday, just like we said yesterday, today is the day. Now is the time. Get up and walk out. Walk out of that meaningless relationship that is not bringing you joy, that is not furthering and improving your life. Walk out of it. Walk out of that job today. If you have a passion, you have a drive, you have something that you can work on to improve your life and still look after yourself, then go and do that. Why are you wasting time at a job that is not meaningful to you? Walk out of it. Go for your passion. Suffer for a little bit. Break through that darkness. Get to the light on the other side. That will always win. That light will always win. The darkness will never win. As long as you can believe and you can see that light and you can remember that any small amount of light will always break the dark. Then you can do it. Get up and walk up. Feel motivated, says Arvin. Exactly. Get up. Get up, guys. Stop wasting time. Stop sitting down doing nothing. Because it saddens me so much when I look around. Even some of my friends, people so close to me, family members, are sitting around all day wasting time. Where they have families that they need to make peace with, where they have people in their life that they need to make peace with. They are wasting the time not doing these things. There is no reason to sit down and watch a TV show, watch a movie. You know that. I mean, I love Marvel movies. I will always sit down and watch Marvel movies, but there's no reason for it. It is still a waste of time. And if that is what you're into, I mean, no one can blame you for wasting 2 hours, wasting 3 hours every now and then watching a movie that you love. I'm not saying that's the case. But all this other time we are wasting, that 6 to 7 hours every day that we have completely free, completely to ourselves, and it gets completely wasted by sitting down and doing nothing. Bro, what is your job? Oven, I don't have a job. I lost my job last year in August, guys. And you know what I did? I wasted time sending out CVs to other companies to find a job just to get a basic salary. And that is the whole reason. One of the big reasons I started doing this is because I realized after sending out CV after CV for months on end that nothing was coming from it. Because it wasn't meant for me. The universe was sending me a sign saying, it's not for you. It is not where you're supposed to put your time in. So this is where I put my time because this is my passion. This is where I want to be. And I don't care if I'm not earning a salary. You guys, you amazing human beings. In the last month that I've had stars activated on my Facebook page, you have sent enough stars that I am able to pay my rent the end of December. And we are carrying on in a new month. And I know for a fact that in this month, in December, I will get enough stars to be able to pay my rent in January. And I don't care about the rest. I don't care about fancy things and a luxury life. Guys, I live with very little. And that's the way I prefer it. I would much rather give away what I have, the little we have. I would much rather give it to someone else that needs it more than I do. Because unfortunately, that person is now wasting time every day begging for something that you have that they might need a lot more than you. And that is wasting their time. Instead of them having that little bit of food or that beer. If the guy wants a beer, buy him a beer. But get him onto the right track. Show him how not to waste time. To get out there and do something with his life. Don't waste the time, guys. We have precious little of it. And it saddens me, guys. Like I say, seeing the people around me wasting time on sleeping for hours and hours. You don't need that much sleep. I know it feels good. Feels good when you're all rested and you've slept for 10 hours, especially the teenagers. Hey, there's no point in it. You are wasting all that valuable time that you could have put into something that you have a passion for, that you could have put into something that is improving your life, your well-being, your physical and mental health can be improved inside those hours, that you can do so much more with your life. As soon as you start spending that time properly, it'll feel like you have more time and you will get more done. You will get things done more easily and sooner, because you are not sitting down on your ass being lazy anymore, wasting time. You are getting up, following your passion and getting shit done. Then you realize how much time you have, because suddenly you are just doing things and thinking, but wow, it's only 2 o'clock and I'm done with everything I wanted to do for the day. Let's take on something else. Imagine how much you can improve yourself. If you don't waste time, you will get more done sooner, and you can have more time to yourself to follow a passion, even if it's inside your work. You can further yourself, you can work yourself into that next promotion because you have extra time. You've completed all your work. Now you are taking initiative, spending time better to do more for where you want to be. If you are happy in your career, if you are happy in the place that you work, I used to be in the company that I worked for. I used to be very happy. It used to be a joy going out and working for 8 to 10 hours a day for this company. I loved it. But when I was let go from there and I realized that it is time to move on, I've been wasting too much time not following a passion. I've just been comfortable inside a job that I was really happy in, but I didn't further my life in any way. It didn't improve anything for me. It is saddening to see all this time wasting going on out there, guys. You can't tell me that going to high school in Brackenfell is not a waste of time. Fighting over meaningless things is not a waste of time. Beating each other up is a waste of time. This life shouldn't be a dick measuring contest anymore. Come on, people. Stop wasting time on meaningless crap. Like trying to see who's the strongest one, who's the one that can beat up the other one first, who's the one that can get the girl. Wasting valuable time. Make friends instead of beating each other up. Rather take the guy out for a dop, man. Take him out for a drink and say, how can we work together to improve this life we are in? To make sure that this shit does not happen again. That people don't get beat up outside clubs. Sometimes getting beaten to death outside clubs because someone wants to be the stronger alpha male. We are not lions. Why are you trying to be leader of the pack? I'm not saying be a follower, but why are you trying to be the alpha leader of every pack out there? Why are you trying to measure dicks all over the place, trying to say, I'm the strongest, I'm the biggest, ek sal vir jou moer. That's what you guys are saying. Ek sal jou moer. You'll moer everyone. This is not Brakpan. No offense to Brakpan. I love you guys. I've got friends that live in Brakpan, but we always talk about Brakpan here in Johannesburg and Gauteng. We always talk about Brakpan being one of those hardcore neighborhoods where everyone wants to fight with a spanner. It's enough. I've had enough of it. I know for a fact that I've had enough of it. And I'm putting it out here because I need to. I need to let you guys know all across the world that we have had enough of this shit. It's wasting time that we can put into improving this world, improving this country, improving our environment, making it greener and making the water cleaner for our next generations. We are wasting time polluting oceans, polluting the land, cutting down the freaking trees. We are wasting time not caring for each other. Why in 2020 does it still matter what color your skin is? Why in 2020 does it still matter if you are poor, and someone else is rich, why are they still looking down on you? Why are we not working together? In 2020, pandemic after pandemic, the coronavirus almost fucking all of us up. Why are we not working together at this time anymore? Why? Why can we not ever change our mindsets and stop wasting time on these meaningless bullshit things that are happening every single day? And you guys there in the Philippines, I'm sure you see it in the news. Mr. Oven, I'm sure you guys see it in the news. Or if you're not seeing it in the news, there's a whole lot of crap going on. But it goes on everywhere. It's not just here. Let's make this place, this country, these people we have here. Let's stop wasting time and make this the benchmark for how the world is supposed to work. That we can stand like this instead of divided like this. Standing open hands, begging for something to change. Make it happen. Put your hands together and make it happen. Stop wasting time and make it happen. Loop in, maak kak, loop uit. It's an Afrikaans saying, I know, but it's basically walk in, make shit, walk out. Okay? But it's that act of just walking in and doing what is supposed to be done, and then walking out when the place is a better place. Stop breaking it. Stop wasting time. Because the more time you are wasting on fucking up the environment, the more time you are wasting messing up other people around you, not living and working together, the less time we have on this earth. Do you realize that? If you are watching this, do you realize that the more time we spend, the more time we waste on these senseless acts of violence against each other, about separation between religions and color of skin, the less time we have on this earth. Because we are messing up everything. Just stop it. I've had enough. I'm done. I can't anymore. I can't. None of us can. We are not violent people by nature. We defend ourselves, but we're tired of defending ourselves. We want to live. We want to breathe. We want to stop wasting time. And all this cuck that we are going through is wasting time. It is wasting time in our lives. It is wasting time locking our doors every day and not being part of the outside world. We are closed in this little box because of all this time that is being wasted, instead of breaking the walls down and getting out there and living and working together. Stop it. Please. We can't be doing this anymore. This is 2020. Coronavirus almost killed all of us. And it still has the chance to do it. If we don't start working together right fucking now, then it's going to destroy us. If we can't change our mindset to grow up, stop being little toddlers and grow up and be humans, then it's going to fuck us all up. And we are going to end this world in a ball of fire. Diseases, poverty, people hating on each other, wars. Nothing good ever comes out of it. Nothing good comes out of you taking a bread away from someone else that might just want to feed it to their kids. Nothing good comes out of that. But if you give, if you keep on giving, one selfless act always sparks another. If you give, then people will keep giving. And if they don't, keep on giving to them until they change their mindset, until they realize that if they keep giving, then the world will be a more giving place. Have you ever thought about having a family? I have a family. I have wife, 3 beautiful kids. We need to change this world for them, guys. If you have kids, if you have someone you care about, if you don't want to do it for yourself, stop wasting time for others' sake. Stop all this shit today. Let's work on something bigger and better for our future. Let's spend our time properly and make sure that the ones that come after us have more time. That we have more time. Don't waste it. Please, guys. We've had enough. I'm up to here and I can't anymore. And I'm going to sign off today because I've already gone over an hour and I'm extremely emotional at this stage. Because like my dad said, life is way too serious to be taken up so seriously. So let's grow up, but still think like children and spend as much time as we can on the things that we love doing. Let's improve, better this world for the ones that come after us. Stop wasting time today. And thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it, guys. You are what drives this passion of mine, and I love doing this for you guys, and I will be doing it every single day. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, as always, regular time slot. Sorry about today, internet issues this morning. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, regular time slot, another cracker of a motivational speech. I promise you guys. Thank you all for checking in. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.